Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Eight of Cups. You're someone right now who is kind of looking for a reason to stay somewhere. You know, we're trying to it's like we found one of those little tide pools, you know, and we're like looking around for something good in there. If we don't find it, we're going to move on to the next one. Yeah. So it, maybe a work situation, maybe a relationship, maybe at home, at school, whatever it is. It's kind of like we're trying to not make any decisions yet. We're trying to see if there's any benefit that comes. This is maybe like, this could be a very good thing. You know, the next card is Eight of Cups, right? Nine of Cups is next. Happiness, fulfillment, right? This is either going to be the best thing that's happened, or it's going to go, I'm going to see it's the Seven of Cups instead, right? So right now we're kind of in that in-between state where we're just not sure how we feel about something yet. Maybe you started a new job, maybe this is a new relationship, maybe this is a new place to live, maybe you purchased something new and you're trying to see how you like it, kind of getting a feel for it. Yeah. You're somebody that doesn't tend to jump to conclusions, and you know, as Gemini as you are, I feel like you really trust your feelings. It's like you get the gut feeling, and that's what you believe, that's what you act on. I think right now we're waiting for that gut feeling. We're okay, like any minute now, I'll get a feeling of what I'm supposed to do, a feeling of whether or not this is right for me, whether it aligns with my purpose and my life path and my destiny, or it doesn't. And that's okay if it doesn't. All right. We got to put this card into a little bit of context, see what is going on and what some of our obstacles might be. Here we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Magician. We have a Knight of Pentacles. We have the Death card. We have a Knight of Cups. Ah, okay. We see a Princess of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting, Ten of Cups. Nice. Yeah, I see what's going on here. We have also a Princess of Swords, and a Two of Wands comes down to that decision of wills. What are you committing to? You can't have two opposing wills inside of you at the same time. Nothing's going to happen, right? Nothing's going to cancel each other out in a way. So I kind of see, I get a feel for what this is now. We're going to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Bubo the mechanical owl right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, though. It will give us the confirmation we need. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. All right, now, as we look around the room, we see major arcana. So just the two major arcana energies, okay? We see the Magician, right, which is hiding underneath the surface in you. And this, I think, is the reminder that we're the ones who get to make the decisions here. That we decide how to conduct our lives. Yeah. So the conductivity, or the conducting of our lives is how we are making the choice whether to stay with something or to abandon this and go a different way. Very often the Eight of Cups shows somebody who's walking away from something that's no longer serving them. We haven't made that choice yet. Okay? I think we're giving this some time. We're feeling it out before we make our decision. But we know we're keeping that power of that Magician energy close, because this is saying that I don't have to just see an Eight of Cups and say, okay, well, I guess that's my life now, because the Magician is very adaptable. You're a very adaptable person. You can, whatever this turns out to be, you know that you can adapt to it. But just because you can adapt to anything doesn't mean you should. Spirit's saying that you've walked away from something very powerful before, and you never looked back. You could do it again if you need to, because you trust your gut. You do not have to adapt to something that isn't feeding your soul. I think that's what we're kind of figuring out right now, where it's like we're chewing on something and thinking, I don't know if I like this yet. I don't know, I've never had this food before. I'm not sure if I like it. Let me eat some more, and then I'll get a feeling for what my relationship to it is going to be, and I'll make my decisions based on that. Okay? So we've got our majors, and we've got that Death card, which is really feels like this is our ability to walk away from something, to digest something, even if we don't like it. We'll digest it, and we just don't eat it again. You know, it's very simple. It's what I tell my daughter. She's 5 years old. I say, okay, you have to try that vegetable, and you have to chew it and swallow it. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat another one, but you have to at least finish one. You know. And so I think it's like that with the Death card, that we're digesting the experience. I don't want to have that experience again, maybe. Or maybe you do. Maybe you're digesting and thinking, I really like that. And I want to have it again. Okay? So in addition to that, we, of course, have our fire cards. We've got a lot of water cards, right? Good water. And then, of course, we have our earth cards here. Okay? And your second card, position 2, the battlefield. This is the challenge for you. This is your quest to try it, right? We're not sure how we feel about it yet. The only way we're going to know, the only way we're going to get that gut feeling or that intuition or that certainty about whether this is, oh yeah, I like it, or nope, not for me, is by trying it, by giving it a few days. This 3 of Pentacles is called work. You know, you don't just you don't automatically think, oh no, I'm not going to like that. No, you go, you show up, you give it your energy for a while, and that's how you learn. Okay, you're not going to know if you like something until you try it. Okay, there's some things I think we know automatically we don't like, obviously, right? Come on now. Don't be too literal here. I know you're a Gemini, so this is in that relative way. If we're uncertain yet, whether we like it or we don't, we have to spend a little bit of time with it functioning. We have to put in the work. We have to give it a shot. That's why, you give it a few days. If it's a relationship, we just say, I'm going to feel it out. If it's a new job, we say, I'm going to show up. I'm going to give it my best shot. And in a few days or a week or a month, I'll get a pretty good idea of whether or not I'm staying. Okay? So I kind of feel like this is the little sample. You're at the ice cream shop, and you're just getting a little sample of something, and you're tasting it. And then once you find the one that really is right for you, you're saying, give me a whole bucket full of that ice cream. That's the one I want. That we're able to fully commit. And then I think this is it. So we have to do the work. And so the obstacle now is to be as objective as possible and really and understand that I can't say yes to this just because I want something. It's kind of like saying, I'd rather have bad ice cream than no ice cream at all, right? It was the same thing with love, same thing with relationships, same thing with our job even. I'd rather have a bad one than no job at all, okay? But we really want to know how we feel about it. We have to look at it sort of objectively, and it doesn't always make sense. We have to understand, I guess, what our motivations are. We have to understand. Why I might feel a certain way about something. I don't want to let my personal biases get in the way, because I really want to have love in my life that I'm willing to settle for, for a relationship that may not really truly resonate with me. But I'd rather have a bad relationship than none at all, than be alone, right? I don't think that's your voice at all. I think that you're willing to put in the work, to try it out, to really give it an honest assessment, to really give it a good old college try and see how you feel about it. And if it doesn't resonate with you, the Eight of Cups says you're allowed to walk away. The Eight of Cups in the Pamela Coleman Smith shows the hermit walking away from 8 cups. Walking away from something that may have been gratifying in the short term, or may have been a disappointment. Maybe like a long-term disappointment, even if it's short-term gratification. Just because it feels good now doesn't mean it's good for me in the long run. Or just because it doesn't feel all that great now doesn't mean I shouldn't stick with it, and really it'll lead me to my best life. That's what we're trying to understand, okay? So the Three of Pentacles is saying we got to put in that work in order to figure these things out. And that answer will come to you, okay? Now, we talked about the magician under the surface. This is your soul, right? This is the conductor, or the pure channel, the clear conduit of the divine energy. You're trying not to let your personal biases or your ego get in the way of that divine light flowing through you, the message coming through. We don't want our human heart and mind to have some sort of preconceived notion about this situation, to say, no, I'm not going to like it. You know, we go into the ice cream shop, we say, I'm not going to like any of these things. I already know it. I already know I'm not going to like it. Well, yeah, then you're not going to like it. And you're not going to find something that resonates with you because you're coming in already with this prejudice, with this bias. So the magician is trying to just let the experience happen and saying, I'm not deciding anything right now. I'm trying to be as neutral as possible. I'm trying to be a pure conductor of this experience so I can really understand what it is and I can make good choices. You know? Or we go into a situation thinking, I'm going to love this. I know it. I know I'm going to love it. This is the one for me. I already know it before I even get there. And then we get there and we're oblivious to all the red flags. We're not seeing all the signs. We're not listening to our intuition because I've already made up my mind. I've already decided that this is the one for me. You see? So it works either way. And I think this is your understanding. I think you're somebody that knows that it's going to be a little bit of adaptation, whatever the situation is. Even if it resonates with me fully, I'm still going to have to make some concessions. I'm still going to have to adapt. And also knowing that if it doesn't resonate with me, I do not have to adapt to it and force myself to be here. I can choose something else, knowing full well that even if I choose something else, I may not find anything better, but at least I have the chance. Also realizing that if this job, this employment doesn't resonate with me, I can quit and I can go look for something else. Maybe that means that I have to suffer a little bit and sacrifice because then I don't have an income. But this is the full awareness of those consequences. Okay, that we're taking ownership and we're understanding what we're manifesting and how this is coming through us. Okay, if I quit my job, I'm manifesting maybe some struggle months, right, where I don't have the income, that kind of thing. Knowing if I don't do the work, then I'm not going to have the things. So this is very important energy to keep in mind as we are progressing through this situation. Now, in the background, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles looks at the future. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles is trying to look at the Ten of Pentacles, trying to see the vision of the future, what kind of life you want. And because we have two Knights, I think we need to talk about this. We have the Water Knight and the Earth Knight. They're both looking at the future. The Earth Knight is looking at the future and seeing the Ten of Pentacles, seeing the practical life, the future of my physical existence, whereas the Knight of Cups, the Water Knight, is looking at the Ten of Cups and thinking, regardless of what the image looks like, the color of the wallpaper, the type of carpet, the furniture in the room, I'm looking at how it feels. All right? So we might be looking at something now, because the Knights are all about beginnings, all about kind of like looking at the future and saying, okay, this is the path that I want to start, and we start doing the thing. This is kind of looking at it in a very practical way. Okay, if I get the job, I get money. If I get the money, I can pay my bills. I can have, my family. I can eat. I can pursue other things. Maybe I can take a vacation once in a while. We're sort of looking at things in that practical, material way. And that is like how we're beginning something. We're saying right now, I just need to do the work. I need to take whatever's there in a very practical sense. The nights, again, are all about beginnings. Okay? We're beginning something. And maybe this is the card of the past, right? This is behind you. This is perhaps a way, a pattern, a history that you have of saying, I need to do things for a practical reason. I have to begin this path. I'm beginning this thing because there's a practical benefit. I'm going to take this job because it's going to pay me. It makes total sense. It's good. That's good energy, right? It makes sense. Very practical reasons why we're starting something. This is always our relationship to the beginning of the path. Why we start something, how we start it. I got to do a good job because I got to get paid. I got to pay my bills. Very practical. But the next move for you, the way forward for you, is to look at the beginnings based on how it feels to you. Where does your passion lie? Okay? And maybe this isn't about work. Maybe this is about a love relationship. Maybe it's a romance. Maybe this is about, your life path. These two don't have to be mutually exclusive. In fact, very often they're complementary, right? Either we get the job, we start doing the work, we begin the path for practical reasons, so I can pay the bills, so that I can then also begin the path that's going to be the passion, the creative, the romantic, the artistic, right? The emotional kind of future, that I can start building up that best life. We all want a 10 of Pentacles. It would be nice if our 10 of Pentacles also had a 10 of Cups to go with it. So I feel like the future for you is realizing whether or not your current situation is leading you to the emotional life that you want. The 10 of Cups. Yeah. And so I think we're trying to assess this situation, and we're now, maybe we already understand that, okay, I did this because it's a very practical thing, and I'm going to see how I like it. I'm here, I'm hungry, so I need to go to the restaurant and eat, or I need to go to the kitchen and eat. I'm not sure if I like the food. And this is kind of us deciding if we like the food. Okay, I know it's going to fill my stomach, but is it going to fulfill my soul too, right? And that's the 10 of Cups. And the Death card, I think, is us being able to fully digest, fully appreciate the energy. And if it's not for us, we can let go of it. If it is for us, we can immerse ourselves in that energy further. The Death card is slow and steady change over the course of time. It's also a card of letting things go, clearing the space, realizing that everything I walk away from is not gone from my life. I may walk away from it physically, but it's still here in my soul. In other words, I'm collecting it as experience. The more things I taste, and even if, that's disgusting, I don't want to ever eat that again, that's wisdom. That's an experience that's going to stay with me. So we're learning to appreciate even those things that we don't like and that we have to walk away from. I appreciate all the people I've met that I didn't resonate with, because it taught me it taught me a lot about myself. It taught me about what I like and what I don't like. Okay? I have that experience with me, and that's helping me to make those choices to find those things that do resonate with me. Because we're always moving forward, and we're collecting experience as we go. We're collecting bits and pieces and samples of energy in every moment of our lives. And we're digesting everything constantly. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. We're digesting these things, becoming a part of us. Doesn't mean I have to continue eating that thing. I really don't like lima beans. Try it once, digest it, don't like it. Doesn't do it for me. Maybe it fills me up, but I can't get myself to eat them, right? But I know that about me. And, it's sometimes we'll even come back around to another preparation of lima beans, and maybe I'll try it again. But it becomes kind of part of it's a little piece of our soul that we've collected. And lima beans is a silly example, but think about that in terms of people, relationships, activities, hobbies, lifestyle choices, things that we consume on the emotional and intellectual level and on the spiritual level. It's all becoming part of us. And now in the future position, we have that passion. We're beginning something not because of the practical benefit, but because we love it. Not because I can see my stomach getting full, I can see my soul getting full on this path. Okay? And maybe it's the same path. Maybe it's all one here. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is something that, okay, I'm going to keep this because it's very practical, but this doesn't fulfill my soul. I need to find something that will fulfill my soul. So we don't have to look for that job that's going to both fill our bellies and our hearts. Maybe the job is only going to fill your belly. You have to look for something else to fill your heart. Maybe this is a very kind of, this relationship. Maybe it's more of a friend thing. Well, then you still have to go, maybe you made a very good friend here, but you still have to go pursue what will fulfill your heart and soul. Does that make sense? It could very well be the same thing. Some of the lucky ones find a lover and a best friend, or find the job that pays the bills, but also has passion, also resonates with who I am as a spiritual being, fulfills my heart, makes me feel good, gives me the emotional future that I want. Okay? Fulfills me in that way. So it's possible that this can be the same thing for you. But even if it's not, that's okay. But the path forward for you is to make that decision. Find the path with heart. And if this ain't it, we either walk away from this, or we keep it for what benefits it does have because it's fulfilling us in other ways. It's paying the bills, but that means I have to go and I have to find my art, my passion. And maybe one day that passion will eventually pay the bills too, right? It doesn't have to. And some people don't want it to. Some people don't want to corrupt their passion by kind of doing it for money, you see. And that's totally fine too. It's all, you're the magician. You do it however you want to do it. Gemini, it's all up to you. Okay? I think the real thing here is the honesty, figuring out with that Eight of Cups, how do I feel about this? Is it nourishing me? Well, maybe it's nourishing me physically. I need to find something that's going to nourish me spiritually too. Or instead, however you do it. You do you. Okay? Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It really helps out the channel, and, well, we need all the help we can get, and I appreciate that. Your general energy, okay, is the Princess of Wands. Looking at ourselves objectively. This is the persona. This is kind of like the way other people might see us. Okay, this is the subjective thing, where it's just like, I'm just not sure if I like this yet. I'm looking for something that's going to resonate with my heart, and I don't know if I've found it yet. Okay, that's how we're subjectively experiencing ourselves. The way the rest of us may be experiencing you is that you are kind of jumping from one thing to the other. That you may seem like a person who doesn't quite know what they want or hasn't found what they want, because this is an impulsive energy that's sort of jumping from this thing, nope, jumping to this thing, nope, this thing over here, nope, this thing over here, nope. Kind of like a little flame that's just bouncing around to different ideas. It's like a bee that's just buzzing a lot of different flowers. Can't decide on a flower yet, right? So it's just kind of bouncing between a bunch of different ones. And this may not be your true essence, but this is kind of what it looks like on the outside. And I think that this is really people kind of misunderstanding your depth. Because I feel that you're not just impulsive, petty, drawn to whatever's exciting in the moment with no depth beyond the surface. No, you're a deep, sensitive person. And you're looking for something that will really resonate with your soul. Maybe you've had a lot of jobs. Maybe you've gone through a lot of relationships. Maybe you've had a lot of different apartments and things. And people say, gosh, why can't you just settle down? Maybe your parents are saying, God, why can't you just settle down, you know? It's like, I'm trying to, you know? People see just the flickering flame, but they don't see the depth, right, of that candle, right, or that lantern or that torch. And so, yeah, you may have had a lot of jobs because you're looking for something that fits, that works for you, that resonates with you. And you're not going to put up with anything that doesn't. Most people, I actually know a few people that have had one job their entire life. Because they get into it, they settle down, they ease into it, they lock in, they never change. And I don't know, it's a handful of people. Do you think all of those people have somehow magically found that path in life that resonates with their heart? That fulfills that fills their belly and their soul? It's possible. It's possible that, you know, these are the folks that have kind of done the work of the Knight of Pentacles and say, okay, this is what I want for my physical life. This is going to fill my belly. And then maybe they went and found something else that will fulfill their soul. They have a lot of other interests, right? When they're not at work, they're artists, they're musicians, they're family people. They have passions, you know. But this, I think, is that, you know, that part of you that is bouncing from flower to flower to find out, what do I really want? What's really going to resonate with my soul now? What do I want to commit to? Yeah. I think you will find it. I think this might be it. Okay? Because the way forward for you is to pursue that passion. Pursue the thing that's going to fulfill your heart, but you have to let your intuition and your heart sort of guide you here. Don't feel as if you have to lock into this just because you don't want to be alone. No, bounce to another flower till you find the one that works. Okay, find the one that you are choosing, you're the magician, choosing to commit to because you feel like this could be it. Whether it's the job, the relationship, the school, the course of study, the book you want to read, right? The place you want to live, whatever it is. In the environment, you have the Ten of Cups. This is perfection. This is the dream come true life. This is what we're looking for. This is what the Knight of Cups is after. This is how I want my life to feel. I want to feel like I'm living the dream. I want to feel like my dream has come true. This is the picture perfect life. It's the perfect 10 life. Now we know perfection is not possible. It's not possible to attain perfection, but we can get darn close. Okay? So I think you're in life, you're trying to pursue the very best for you. And you're not going to settle for anything less. And if that means that other people may see you as bouncing around from flower to flower until you find something that you say, okay, this is going to be the one, and I'm not settling. You have staying power. You have the ability to commit. But you're not going to just commit to any old thing just because you don't want to be alone or without. Some people will go days hungry because they say, I'm not going to eat any kind of food that doesn't resonate with me, right? I know people that are so disciplined about their diet that they'll go days without eating anything because, well, they're in a place where there's no food that they're choosing to put in their body. I don't eat that stuff. I'm not gonna settle for eating bad food just because I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat a carrot stick or something, right? I'm gonna find something that will resonate with me rather than settling for something that isn't gonna be healthy for me. And that's just a physical example, but you know. The Ten of Cups is that fulfillment where every cup is fully filled. And this is what you're gonna find. This is what you're gonna pursue. This is where you are traveling. Okay. Now the next card is the Princess of Swords. It's in the position of the fear, worry, and concern, part of the obstacle for you. The obstacle is that your mind will interfere, that we will sometimes listen to the doubts, we'll sometimes listen to the criticisms of others, the voices of our parents, and just settle down, just settle down, just settle down. And then we lock in on something that isn't resonating with us. Okay? And of course, part of the obstacle too is that we don't want to be on a never-ending journey here, the never-ending quest of searching for something that resonates with us. What if we never find it, right? And so we start worrying about that ourselves, and then we kind of say, well, maybe I should just settle for something now. Maybe it is better to have something that's like half good than to have nothing at all. Maybe it's better if I'm really that hungry, I should just eat whatever's here, rather than being so picky that I'm saying, well, I'm just going to starve then if there's no healthy food. We don't want to do that either, right? So we're kind of in that dilemma where it's like, where do we compromise? Where do we just make that decision to just adapt and do the thing? This is a very curious card. Both of the princesses are very impulsive in the moment, But I think there's a deeper reason for this, this intense busyness in your life. You're searching for something. Okay. The Two of Wands, to me, though, this is that full commitment. To me, this is really us locking into something, that we are making a choice of wills. We're either walking away completely or we're locking in fully 100%. I feel like the mystery card is going to be the Lover's card. Okay? Because it seems like right now we're making a real distinct choice. That we're getting the intuition. We're going to feel the gut feeling. Your instinct is going to speak loudly and clearly whether or not this is something to continue pursuing or to walk away from it, let it go. Okay? I think you're locking in. Honestly, I feel like this is us. This is us committing to something major. Okay? Really big shift here. From this fleeting energy, bouncing around from flower to flower, this is locking in. This is like we've got this target in our sights. We know the bullseye, and we are locked in. But maybe the mystery card will confirm things for us. Position 11 is the guide. It's the voice of the silence within you. The message from Spirit shows us what we need to know. Shows us either the character quality that we need to develop in order to walk the path ahead. Shows us some choices that we should make, or things to consider, or even energies to avoid. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. I feel like it should be the Lover's card. Let's take a look. Oh my God, it's the Lover's card. That's so awesome. This is the choice. This is your superpower card, by the way. Double bells here. Doesn't happen very often, double bells. This is the card that represents Gemini. And this is the card of choice. I'm falling in love with something. I'm devoting myself to it. This is 1000% heck yes type of energy. Okay? So I think we're giving it some time. We're feeling it out. We're sampling. That's the one I want. I'll take the whole lot. Give me everything you have in the refrigerator or the icebox. Give me all the ice cream you have of that flavor. That's the one for me. Right? Full commitment. Complete. I mean, this is what we've been looking for. You've been searching for like this soulmate energy. You're finding it. Okay? It doesn't have to be romance. Okay? Put your pitchforks away, but it could be. It's up to you what you're looking for. What this is about for you. It could be school, could be a house, it could be a friend, could be, could be a lover. You're finding that which is meant for you, and you're committing to it. So I'm very glad that you didn't just settle on whatever comes along. I'm glad that you were flitting about from one thing to the other, experimenting. Because then you're finding something that really makes you want to commit 1000%. You didn't just take the first job that was offered to you, right? Or the first marriage proposal that was offered to you. You held out and you kept looking and you kept searching for that which really will satisfy your soul. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so impressed by this. This is a huge shift, right? We're finding it, we're locking in, we're saying yes. This is the one. Okay? At first, when we started, we weren't so sure. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Oh, wait, yep, this is the one. Give it a few days and you'll have this realization. And we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Gemini, Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.